Hello, class of 2013. For those of you I have not had the pleasure to meet, my name is Kaffezakis. As a warning before we start, I've learned all my public speaking techniques from the teachers I've had in high school. So we're going to start with a review, and we're going to end with homework. My first and only question is, why are you here? Wait. Before I get the snarky response, to graduate, duh. That doesn't answer my question. That only answers what we're doing here. So I repeat, why are you here? Now let me read your minds. For some of you, it's because of constant diligence and hours of studying. For others, it's that really nice teacher 7th period that bumped you up that one extra point. Both good answers, but not to my question. Those answer how we got here. So once again, why are you here? I, like the rest of you, am here to graduate. I got here through a combination of hard work, procrastination, sleepless nights, and a lot of luck. But why am I here? I'm graduating high school so I can go to college, so I can become the best nuclear engineer I can be, so that one day I can get a job that allows me to both sustain myself and create technologies that improve the lives of others. I'm graduating high school so that eventually I can leave the world a better place than I found it. Do you see my point? There is a difference. You have your whats, which is simply what you're doing in the moment. You have your hows, which are the plans you make, the routes you take, and the skills you use along the way. And you have your whys, which are your visions, your dreams, your feelings that this is what I was meant to do. What is a simple question to answer. How is a little more complex. And why can be nearly impossible. But the most successful people, the people who start movements and build corporations from the ground up, the people you can one day become, they know their why. They know what drives them and motivates them to do what others thought was impossible. Steve Jobs, a man who knew his days were numbered, would look at himself in the morning and ask himself, if today was the last day of my life, would I still be doing what I'm about to do today? And when the answer was no, too many days in a row, he knew he had to make a change. Steve Jobs, the man who honestly put an iPhone in the pockets of nearly all of you, understood the importance of why. He understood that he had to have a greater vision of purpose for himself to make the most of his short time here. So, if you look in the mirror and you're unhappy with where you're at in life, perhaps you too need to make a change. Perhaps you need to figure out why. And so, as many of my teachers have done in the past, I'm going to go off on a winding, looping tangent that wanders around aimlessly before finally reaching back to the beginning. After World War II, in France, there are these dudes. They called them existentialists. These were some weird guys. They'd spend hours staring at each other and crying. Obviously, something was off. You see, they had discovered something. They had discovered that there is no purpose to life. But before I get booed off the stage, I will add a word. They discovered that there is no universal purpose to life. Here, let me prove it. Ask the person to your right what they think the purpose of life is. Now to the left, now in front, now behind, now 2 rows down and 5 seats over. There is no general consensus, is there? So the theory follows that if there is a singular purpose to life, then we'd all know it, we'd all want the exact same thing, and we'd all be living in a happy, shiny, sparkly utopia. But we aren't. The existentialists were cup-half-empty people, and they immediately jumped to, there is no reason to live. But I like to see things differently, that there is every reason to live. You see, if there was one singular purpose, and we took someone who wanted to be a plumber and someone who wanted to be a president, then one of these two would be on the wrong path. I mean, there's only one purpose, right? Nah. Let's say there is no singular purpose. Then the teacher, the Nobel Prize winner, and the all-day video game player would all be living up to their own purposes. Every reason, every purpose, every why is valid. But on a side note, not all greater callings will keep you fed. So, as promised, we've returned to the question from before of why you're here. But we see, it's a much bigger question than why you're just graduating. I'm asking you, and here comes your homework, to consider what's going to drive and motivate your life outside of high school. The routes are infinite. There is no wrong answer. And you have a lifetime to figure it out. So, for the final time, I ask you, why are you here?